Alright, here we are in Upper Barhan, and man, what is with the safety regulations of this place? The elevator takes you to the top of a building with no guardrails. Not to mention that, there's rocket launchers and cases all around the place. But anyways, let's man this turret and take out this secret dropship. This platform is filthy. And as soon as we step out of the turret, the music stops. But that's okay, because the turret doesn't level, the damages do, and we're quite close to an alternate fire level. Its alternate fire isn't that useful against ground targets, but it's very effective against air targets now because it tracks them. One of my favorite things about the Talmage is that at level 5 you unlock its guidance mode, which allows you to just hold down the button and direct the rockets around. It's almost entirely worthless for actually dealing with enemies, but it's fun in and of itself. I won't get to level 5 in this chapter, but I'll have a bonus video showing all of that off. There's a scythe up here with 2 marines in it, and this was supposed to be a section where you get to decide whether you want to drive, man the turret, or ride in the passenger seat. But in the end, you end up only being able to drive it. There's still dialogue left in the game referencing you taking the turret or the passenger seat, but you only have that option.
Hey, Flyboy! Are you coming or are you waiting to catch a plane?
I'm gonna try to avoid those from now on. You guys mind if I drive?
This guy's got some balls. Let's go, Paulson. Corporal wants us at ComSense Stat.
Wait, you guys headed over to the command center? Supposed to meet Admiral Torn there.
Whoa. You Wyatt?
Yeah?
Hop in, sir. There's a general call out to bring you in. My apologies for the,
Don't worry about it, soldier. We flyboys tend to deserve our reputation as jerks.
Sir, are you joining us?
We said we'd give you a ride, not give you the car.
If you climb into the turret, the marines berate you for not climbing aboard and they don't move, and you can't climb in the passenger seat at all. I think the reason was that they did not manage to get their AI working for the driving. I imagine programming for the site is a lot more difficult because of how much it rolls around and how much can go wrong in driving it. This cutscene coming up, it doesn't matter if you're driving the scythe or not, you can actually jump out and go on foot and this same cutscene will play.
Axle is busted. Load out and take up position, Marines. Looks like we're taking the long way back to ComSense.
Damn it! Do we gotta take Flyboy with us?
Take your position, soldier.
I think we got a valid code clearance for the big AA gun over there, Lieutenant.
Unlock it. We may need some covering fire to get out of here.
Yes, sir. Dropship at 6 o'clock!
I take back a little bit what I said about the hardest section in the game. That is probably the hardest section in the game, at least if you're playing it on Ultra. The main difficulty of that section is that that turret is your best form of attack, and if you're manning the turret, it takes forever to get off the turret, and if a Seeker infantry throws a grenade at you, you're pretty much guaranteed to die, because Seeker grenades are one-hit kills in Ultra Mode. And on top of that, there's no med center until you open the door, and that takes a while because the Seeker numbers are at least doubled in Ultra Mode. On top of that, there's no cover to hide behind. If you play on easy, you don't level up practically any of your guns, all the enemies go down ridiculously fast, and you pretty much don't have to sweat anything. It's like playing with God mode on. If you play normal, you should level up all your guns and whatnot to about level 3, which is my goal for this LP, as I've stated in the thread a couple times. Oh, what the? Up ahead we have a new enemy we haven't encountered yet, the Seeker Shock Troop. These guys are pretty difficult if you're in a bad situation. They come in two flavors, laser equipped and missile equipped. Basically, you can't tell really at this distance, but they are Seekers in large suits of armor. The Marines around here tell you to flank behind them in this little pathway to the left, but there's no real point when you've got good weaponry. Here's a little passageway you're supposed to flank through, but it just generates more enemies. So. But yeah, hard mode is more difficult than this. It's not bad, but it takes way too long is the problem. And I feel like some sections of this game drag on to start with, so I would prefer to have nice, more condensed videos while managing to show off everything. This elevator that comes down over here, if you're quick, you can run under it and get crushed by it and die. Just like that Seeker I smushed. This area coming up here is a little annoying, mainly because they don't direct you through it very well. You're actually intended to circumvent the entire area, just basically go around in a ring shape. But when you first play it, you might assume you're supposed to go over there's this gap in the middle of the area that has pipes spanning it. So you might assume you're supposed to walk across the pipes or something, but that will kill you. And then if you go to the right as you get off the elevator, there's a dead end and a med station, and it's just very unusual. I do like some of the details here, like the big colony ships in the middle of the area. This is an odd launching pad, though. One cool little detail that I really like is the Seeker Destroyer will slowly get closer to this platform we're standing on, so its turrets can attack us. It doesn't stay very long, and it speeds off soon afterwards. I'm not sure if you can destroy the turrets or not. I think there might be an invisible wall in front of them, but I still think it's a cool little detail. Oh, this section is a pain. You have to deal with 2 Seeker Shock troops and a bunch of infantry and wolves spawn behind that corner on the left, nigh constantly. So a lot of this section, this part right here, is intended for you to run straight through, try to get as far as you can, but right here I ran out of ammo, so much for that. That's an example of how quickly things can turn on you in this game, and why that section in the wasteland in the last video was such a problem. The shuttle here is a pretty nice touch, I think. It's just like that crashed escape pod in the Scythe sequence in the last video. The gameplay sections don't do a great job of showing off this kind of destruction and whatnot, but when they do, it's pretty effective, I think. Again, it's pretty much best to rush this platform, because as soon as you get on, you're pretty much guaranteed to get out alive. And maybe with 2 new pets. Almost to the command center. One more section to go through and we'll be there. In almost every section of the past 2 chapters, we've had these Seeker Destroyers hanging about and looming overhead and shooting at us and whatnot. I think that's pretty cool. This game does a pretty good job of setting up memorable environments, I think. Alright, cross this bridge and we'll be at the command center. Open door. Thank you. Son of a... We've gone too long without a glitch. That's better. You may have noticed in that cutscene that Gideon's hair changed, but actually it hasn't. If you look at his gameplay model right now, his hair hasn't changed at all. And for the rest of the game, it will switch between his hair being messed up, his hair being fixed, his hair being ruffled and whatnot. It's really unusual. I grabbed those guns through the glass.
kill. Radio for backup.
So this is an endless spawn of Seekers. When I first played this game, I fought these guys off for I don't know how long, leveled my weapons up a ridiculous amount. And you can certainly do that, but you're intended to go inside the command center and get this over with. They are repairing that site. I wonder if that will come into play. I just love what they've done with the place. Alright, that's gonna be the end of this update. Tune in next time when we talk to Admiral Torn and see how bad this is really going for us. See you then.